You can't be here. It's not safe. She has my scent. Run. Do not stop until you feel sunlight and fresh air. Orin, she managed to seize me from our very own camp. She tormented me with blades and hot irons. I resisted, but then she forced me to drink a foul brew. The rabid, cursed blood of all manner of beasts. I lost control. I felt the bear take over, blood crazed. And she forced me into a cage, along with children taken from the streets. I was powerless to stop myself. Their screams, her laughter, it's all I can hear. I do not deserve to see the sun again. She's too strong. You have to turn around. Go. Let me buy you some time. She's coming for you. Then you are an even dumber beast than your druid friend.
Look at it. Father's favorite, all lost and wandering. Have you forgotten the way home? Should I set your lapdog to screaming? That could help you find the way. Better to be dull and brittle. A mind-mangled beast. No talent, no beauty in your atrocities. A blunt blade like you is not fit to carve Baal's glory. Thick-headed and foolish to let the Baneites' heirs corrupt you. Gortash betrays us, bloodkin. He sets a leash to our slaughter, uses us to drive the herd towards his tin men's oppression. You must kill the tyrant, smear him across his rock-rotten halls, and pluck the netherstone from his carcass. Then we duel, sweet slaughterkin. The winner claims the stones, Baal's true chosen. The loser rots on his altar. Agree, and I will bring my assassins to heal. They watch you always, longing to spray the crimson from your veins. Refuse me, and you'll learn what happens to those who defy Baal's doctrine. So will your friend.
So, this was Orin's intention. A combat against a fellow scion of Baal, witnessed by the Lord of Murder himself. Accept, and you must kill Gortash. Refuse, and your companion's life may be forfeit, as might your own. Orin's assassins will hunt you like prey for slaughter.
His blood cannot be denied, slaughterkin. Neither can I. But first, you must make gutspill of the tyrant. Do not underestimate his steel watch. Seek their cradle in the lower city and skewer their skull meat. Make them rust and blood. Then you can gore the lordling again and again and again. But listen close, bone killer. come to my temple before you turn Gortash to carrion, and I will ready your friend's corpse to greet you. Baal is waiting, Slaughterkin. Do not disappoint him.
She thinks she can take my druid and live to tell the tale. Dream on, shapeshifter. Karlach's coming for you.
On your guard. Who knows how long that slip-skinned serpent was hiding in our camp? She might have been your pillow. Or Minsk's pillow. Or Jaheira's pillow. Please be serious, friend. She can mimic a form, yes, but not a hamster's obvious charisma. But perhaps she was his pillow? No matter. Things are not so dire. Yes, Oren has taken the bear druid, but he is our comrade. And so we are going to save him. Simple enough, no? So let us be about it.
Orin thinks Halsin's abduction is an ultimatum to kill Gortash. Foolish woman. As if I needed more reason than I already had.
That's curious.
I've told you about 8 times now.
Your daughter is missing.
Yes, my daughter Vanra.
Forgive me. What was her name?
How many times do I need to say it? You sent word about a lead, said that I should come see you about it.
Of course, madam. Let me just... Forgive me. Why are you here?
Is this some kind of sick joke? Do you have any idea what I've been through these past few days? My daughter Vanra, my little girl, she's missing. My stupid, useless fist said she had a lead, but she must have been stuck in Dream Mist or something.
Madam, tell me. You said... she was... taken from a tavern?
You catch the barest tendrils of magic coiled around the flaming fist.
Yes, the blushing mermaid down by the docks. I told you 100 times. Why aren't you listening?
someone or something has tampered with her memory.
What were we discussing?
It's happening. I feel like I'm going mad.
Nonsense, I'm fine. Madam, tell me why you're here, and I will assist.
God, you're right. Something's wrong with her. Can you help me? I've no family, and Vanra's father isn't around. The Flaming Fist was my last resort. I'm so afraid. I'm so tired. I've been looking night and day everywhere I could. You will? Thank you. I haven't slept or eaten since she disappeared. I'm terrified something has happened to her. Her name is Vanra. She's 7 years old and has red hair, like me. We were in the Blushing Mermaid when she was taken. Just up by the docks. No, unless you count a couple of old drinking mates at the next table. But they'd be no help. They barely remember their own names. I was sober, though. I swear. I stop in the maid for a drink sometimes. But it was only a quick one. And of course, the front of house, Bosun Gannet was there, and the owner of the Blushing Mermaid, Captain Grizzly. Neither lifted a finger to help me look. It was awful. Thank you. I'll head home. Can't stand being around these idiots any longer. Come find me the moment you hear anything.
I apologize for the hassle that woman caused. Such time wasters and troublemakers are a plague on the Flaming Fist.
About time. The Manip assured me a builder would come around a 10-day ago, and hold it. You're not the builder. Which means I've got no use for you. Look here, son. To get by in this place, you got to be tough as tax. There's no winning over the hooligans at the Blushing Mermaid with a smile and a nice hello. Now either you learn to fix my broken shutters, or you wag your tongue elsewhere.
What is that gonna do us?
My thoughts exactly. You're sentencing us all to a slow death.
Please, sir. We have children. We need to be able to provide for them.
I brought my own paring knife. Now I just need some ingredients and...
Thy wheel of fate turns ever to the dark. Dost thou require a new... Very well. Impossible. Thy party is full. As thou desire.
Halsin does not deserve to die on such a craven's altar. We should consider Orin's terms carefully, however distasteful we may find them.
So, we kill Gortash, or Halsin dies. It is not an easy call. On the one hand, killing Gortash would be fun. On the other, Halsin can be very annoying. We probably should save the druid, though. He does have his uses.
The great Orin the Red tugs your sleeve, sulking for attention. She might come to regret it yet. I have met few as strong as Halsin. But Orin will break him, if we give her the time to do it.
Keeping very well, I hope?
Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Boo is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now, what do you need of Minsk? How dare you? Minsk pretends at nothing, half the way or otherwise. It is a phrase in the old tongue of Rashiman, meaning blunt blade. Even in the very belly of their battle rage, a berserker must always know friend from foe. A berserker who cannot must into battle with a blunted sword, so that their rage might harm none but themselves. Boo and I, we thank you for your kind words, my friend. But Minsk knows when he has made a mess that is for him and him alone to clean. But still, I will strive to be worthy of this faith you show in me. After all, even a blunt blade can break some bones, is it not so?
You wish to consult me? You wish to consult me?
I've had my eye on you. Hot as brimstone, jagged as lightning, and seething like the river Styx. But there's something missing, isn't there? You're hungry for pleasures beyond this plane. Something more satisfying than mortal flesh, blood, and bone. Oh, but do hear me out. You want what I have to offer. The ecstasy of agony. The pain of the damned, distilled into pure bliss. Beyond every climax you've known. The little death writ large. Smile, and I'll come to you when you put your head down to rest. I will sate your most forbidden lusts. Or don't, and know the eternal ache of the unknown and the unanswered. The same thrills I offer you. Some experiences are better when shared. Dear me, I've overestimated you. Trust me, I shan't be making that mistake again. Ta-ta.
Damn it all! We've got to get Halsin back. If that means killing Gortash, nothing would give me greater pleasure.
I don't know how exactly Orin managed to spirit away someone as big as Halsin,
But we have to get him back. Either via a rescue, or Gortash's death.
Jaheira! Boo is trying his best to explain, but I still do not understand your anger.
Do not hide behind your hamster, Ranger. You do not understand because you do not listen. We were the first to discover the cult. And if you had only waited, we might have marshaled our numbers and...
Good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches. When it offers buttocks for the smacking, Minsk and Boo greet cheek with hand.
This mess falls on our heads, Minsk. The city under siege, its people poisoned by the cult. It all might have been avoided if you had just put your feelings aside and listened. I have seen too much to believe destiny has taken our side. Blind luck, perhaps. The point remains. You meant well, Minsk. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsk falls short of the understanding, Jaheira. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Valkorion?
The Valkorion, wise women of Rashomon, each bonded to a berserker bodyguard for life. There is no higher title nor deeper bond in all of Rashomon custom.
Valkorion? Minsk, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsk, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsk does as Minsk does, and charges in to make a mess, Jaheira does as Jaheira does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
Well, at least you're getting to know him a little better. I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo? You will grow to like Jaheira's incense in time. Like chewing herbs and soap, yes? There is more than a little to know, I think. I am huge. We have. Is it not wonderful? There is no need for sweet words between companions such as we. Too often those are the weapons of flatterers and frauds. But she who will beat you about the head with the cold and pointy truth, that is a true Valkorion. You suggest that Minsk uses the term lightly? Simply leaps from Dynaheir to Jaheira with no caring for the custom itself? An unworthy thought. And wrong. In between, there was also Eri, my second witch. She needed a protector, and Boo suggested that it might as well be Minsk. And when she went her own way, Minsk and Boo set to thinking. There is power in the Valkorion bond. Far too much to be wasted on weeping. To use that power to serve the living does not sully the dead. It honors them. A hero is only as good as the friends they have at their back. This is why Boo favors this spot just above my buttocks. A little rest to brush the road from Boo's fur, and then back to our adventuring. Minsk is an open book, with many pretty pictures. Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough? Can you not? Do you not see his noble bearing? The deep wells of wisdom that are his eyes? Boo speaks of much. Perhaps one day, you will be ready to listen. There is nothing jestful in the bond between a ranger and his companion. Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. Duty-bound and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsk as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle. Real? Ooh, I think our friend has suffered a head wound of his own. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the crunch of unvirtuous nethers. What is it, my friend? Minsk is an open book, with many pretty pictures. Ah, you come in search of stories. It is not yet time to tuck Boo in for the night, but very well. After our adventurings with the Ballspawn, Boo had had his fill of godly flesh. So, he returned to Baldur's Gate for a time. After all, in every city there is a sweaty underbelly, crying out for a virtuous scrubbing. None better to wield a brush than Minsk and Boo. Perhaps we rubbed some villain's rump a little too raw. This Minsk does not know. One moment we stood in the city's slums, the next, ambush! Then Minsk and Boo woke on the wide, with stone dust in sensitive places. If you wish to know the answer to that, ask a statue. For Minsk, those years passed as quick as a hiccup. It was long ago, then it is now. Minsk has lost many things. His witch, his mind, his home, his friends, his mind. But many good things remain. Boo is here. My steel is here. Jahira's face has more lines, but her tongue and wits are as sharp as ever. The city still clings to the hill. The sea still stretches on forever. And the stench of evil still makes Boo wish for a tiny peg on his nose. As long as that stench remains, no matter how old or young the world is, Minsk and Boo will not rest. Ah, Boo has an inkling that this is not the question you mean to ask. I saw some hints of things when our minds mushed together, but Jahira confirmed it for me. You are of the same blood as our old friend, a Ballspawn, and as close to Minsk as if they were his own kin. That makes Minsk your uncle. Better not to ask. He has many dozen cousins, and not all are so open-minded about we who walk on our hind legs as he. There is a lesson in this. We are born into a bloodline, yes, but we need not be bound by it. Take Minsk. He does not have a clear memory of the face of his father, but he does remember tugging on the thick, red whiskers that sprang from his chin. A beard for the ages. Who could have nested there happily through even the harshest of Rashomon winters? Now, look closely at Minsk, and what do you see? Correct! There are more whiskers on Boo's tiny face than on the mighty chin of Minsk. If Minsk did not inherit the flaming red hair of his mother, or the bushy red beard of his father, why would the spawn of Baal inherit his wickedness? It is simple. As with all battles, the winner will be the one that carries the bigger sword. You come to speak of the last time Minsk stood watch? The snoring, it was Boo. Minsk is an open book, with many pretty pictures. You hear that, Boo? Your keen skills of observation have not gone unnoticed. Our friend wishes to consult your wisdom. So small is Boo that he is often mistaken for a pinecone, and many secrets are spoken in his hearing. He will tell what he knows, but Minsk, of course, will translate. Oh, the pale scoundrel has his charms, it cannot be denied. But, my friend, it gives me no pleasure to tell you, Astarion is not what he claims to be. Just last night, Minsk was dressing one of his many heroic wounds in camp, when Astarion stumbled upon the scene. I tell you, he grew pale as death itself. He licked his lips and trembled so violently that Minsk thought he might faint on the spot. The truth is painful, but undeniable. Astarion is a coward. How can he fight the battles to come when he grows soft at the first sight of blood? Just one moment. You are sure? And you could not have told me this before? Minsk may have been mistaken. Boo presents compelling evidence that Astarion may in fact be a vampire. I fear my hamster has the right of it, as always, but fear not. This world is a strange and wondrous place. Minsk has seen the soul of an angel in a child of Baal. Once, even a kind banker. If the sun can bear to look upon Astarion's monstrous face, then so can Minsk and Boo. For now, at least. Ah, the Great Blade of Frontiers. A fine name. Minsk has no idea what it means, but it suits young Will's air of mystery well. It is good to know the city did not go unprotected while I wore pigeon droppings on the wide. Jahira did her part, of course, but she prefers to scowl from the shadows. The city needs a name, a face, preferably a furry companion, too. Mizora. This is some manner of exotic bird? What? Will, the Blade of Frontiers of whom I heard, is no man to deal with devils. Boo speaks sense, as ever. There is goodness in Will. We have seen it. If there be a devil on his shoulder, then Minsk and Boo will sit astride the other. He will not be long in coming back to himself, I think. Not minding is one of the many things Minsk is known for.
As you wish, but quietly. It is listening.
On this matter, I have held small council with Boo. If the worm is lodged within our skulls, should it not be possible to simply
squeeze like so until something pops out?
Pay that noise no mind. Boo has not feasted on evil's flesh in some time, and it has set his gut to bubbling. None at all. Though Boo is tiny. Perhaps he could just crawl into our ears and... Ah, you are right, Boo. A ridiculous notion. It would be far too dark to see. You come to speak of the last time Minsk stood watch? The snoring, it was Boo. Minsk is an open book. Boo is ready with the musings. I do not wish to speak of the wizard. I could not have said it better myself. He came to me one night with a little book of mischief, full of words and their meanings. Posterior, he says. Can you say posterior? Pwah, I refused. Minsk does not need to know the language of wizards. It is an inferior word, far too long to use in a battle cry, which is where a butt belongs. Gale would do better to educate himself in the ways of sword and steel than to throw these pointy words at Minsk. Ah, yes. Gale also owns a cat. A cat with wings. That is most unnerving for poor Boo. What? That is 1,000 times more interesting than anything that has ever been written in a book. Gale! My good friend! Where are you? Minsk and Boo would like to hear about the exploding! What is it, my friend? Minsk is an open book. Boo is ready with the musings. Ah, well, you have traveled at her side much longer than Minsk and Boo. What is it you feel for her? Oh, praise the three! So, I will speak freely. Of the Drow, I can say only this. She may be treacherous, vicious, and much meaner than she has any need to be, but she is clearly no cleverer than Minsk. She too was duped by the Absolute, and she too seeks vengeance. So long as that is so, Minsk will not judge her. Boo still will, but quietly. What is it, my friend? Minsk is an open book, with many pretty pictures. Boo is ready with the musings. She hangs split between her two sides, like a flipped coin that Boo once ate while it was still in the air. But, like Boo, after a great struggle within, I think Shadowheart has finally brought that coin to earth. She is a Sharin no more, and free of her wretched and evil fellows. My old friend Keldorn told me that the righteous must end their rage when the battle is done. But when Minsk thinks of those villains tormenting our gentle Moonwitch, he wants to kick them in the cloisters. Yes, burn, says you, and burn says boo, so Minsk will burn! We shall set fire to the night itself! Or perhaps the night is too large to burn. I do not know. But I do know that I am angry! A little rest to brush the road from Boo's fur, and then back to our adventuring. Minsk is an open book, with Oh, my friend. There is much more to know of Minsk's homeland than he could ever put into words. Boo might fare better, but his home is far stranger again. Well, in many ways, it is the very opposite of this city. The far side of Faerun, with empty plains, white forests, and peaks that pierce the very belly of the sky. But it is like the city too. Here, it is loud with the daily wailing of people. In Rashomon, it is also loud, if you know where to listen. The Telthors, guardian spirits of every root, rock, and tree. Here in the Sleeping Lands they are silent, but in the far north, they know how to speak still. The first time, my Dajema, a warrior's quest of proving. Minsk quickly proved that quests do not always go as the stories say. After wandering a ways and some savings of the Sword Coast, Minsk returned to Rashomon to find a welcome fit for hamsters and heroes. The Iron Lord himself came to bear witness to Boo. Minsk of Rashomon, said he, your Dajema is done. Minsk politely disagreed. Dinah here was dead, and so his Dajema could never be done. Then swear your service to me, Minsk of Rashomon, said he. Serve your land as your lord's chosen champion. Minsk politely disagreed. It was a little awkward, but he had already sworn his service to Boo. Minsk of Rashomon, said he. You insult your Iron Lord. We will settle this matter in the circle of combat. It was only polite for Minsk to agree. After they carried the Iron Lord away, the Council of Witches gave Minsk a pack of provisions and said it would be best if he continued his adventures for a time. Yes, Boo, that was before we were stone. Perhaps we are due a little homecoming when all of this is done, no? Such a skeptic, my friend. Minsk cannot prove the point to you, for the Telthors of this land lie sleeping. And for this, we had best be glad. In Rashomon, a Telthor is wind and snow and soil. In Baldur's Gate, it would be stink and stain and a far less pleasant type of soil. If my meaning is not clear, just check under your boot. The first time, my Dajema, a warrior's quest of proving. Minsk quickly proved that quests do not always go as the stories say. After wandering a ways and some savings of the Sword Coast, Minsk returned to Rashomon to find a welcome fit for hamsters and heroes. The Iron Lord himself came to bear witness to Boo. Minsk of Rashomon, said he, your Dajema is done. Minsk politely disagreed. Dinah here was dead, and so his Dajema could never be done. Then swear your service to me, Minsk of Rashomon, said he. Serve your land as your lord's chosen champion. Minsk politely disagreed. It was a little awkward, but he had already sworn his service to Boo. Minsk of Rashomon, said he. You insult your Iron Lord. We will settle this matter in the circle of combat. It was only polite for Minsk to agree. After they carried the Iron Lord away, The Council of Witches gave Minsk a pack of provisions and said it would be best if he continued his adventures for a time. Yes, Boo, that was before we were stone. Perhaps we are due a little homecoming when all of this is done, no? As you wish. Boo, do you have much to say on the matter of something else?
I wasn't expecting it, but I'm glad to have some company on this journey.
The dog is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his...
I don't know. All I know is I thought of you when I saw it.
You smell very delicious, but I will not bite you. Ooh, more.
They say that home is where a person can be their truest selves, without guile, without pretense. You did well to see off the Githyanki who had invaded mine. And now that you have seen where I come from, you know all there is to know about me. At least, all that matters. The flavors of my favorite fiddlehead soup, should you wish to experience it for yourself. The very first reward I gifted myself on completion of my first adventure. The garments with which I concealed and later constructed my appearance as the Emperor. We spoke of my relationship with Duke Berlin Stilmay, a story I have told no one else. I have no more secrets from you. No need to resort to subterfuge. We are true allies now, working towards a common goal. Your distrust of me will be your undoing. Would it make a difference if I let you read my thoughts? You think you know my true nature? The alternative relationship we could have had. Aren't you glad I finessed my methods? But since you insist on thwarting my craft, let us be blunt. You are my puppet. Make no mistake, without me, you have no value. You will take me to the brain because you have no other choice. And once we are there, you will do exactly what I tell you. And you would do well to reconsider unlocking your potential. Your puerile attachment to your material form jeopardizes us all. If I must, I will force you. We are done here.
Hey.
What's on your mind? Would that I could, but your entourage is full. You'll need to make room for me first. Back in the thick of things.
An entire edition dedicated to one lord and his metal toys. Gordash has got to be paying the mouth-sync fees.
Oh, please.
That's curious. That's curious.
Flour. 9 whole sacks. Just don't think too hard about weather.
Just discussing the weather, dearie. Nothing of interest to you. I told my third husband the very same on our wedding night.
Speaks well, that Ellie.
Excellent.
You were only doing your job, but still, thanks for killing those rats. Now I can repose decorously in peace. She's no thief.
Stay back! Stay calm.
Don't let us find any fear-mongering here.
And how will we step into his new...
Speaks well of that end.
What's that mistress called?
Excellent.
I told you you should have had a water you.
Sort of misery